Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope your day is going extremely well. I'm excited to be back here on YouTube with all of you that come and check out my channel. I'm super appreciative of it. So, in this video, we're just going to talk about a little bit of the offseason, where we're at, where we're going to go, and what's happened before. So, the first off is Scott Parker being announced as the head coach, and not the manager, but the head coach. So, that shifts. I mean, it's been noted on Twitter, line articles, all that stuff, that they're kind of shifting towards a head coach role and not a manager who does everything like under the Eddie Howe mold. So they're looking to get technical director Hughes involved, and I guess Simon Francis, who's now going to be right under him, more involved, and with the CEO of Neil Blake being more involved in the transfers, so like that. So Parker and his staff can focus on what's going on during practice and all that stuff. But you obviously know that Scott Parker is going to be working with Richard Hughes and all of them about who he wants in, because I don't see them going in a fashion, especially with how long they've been coveting Scott Parker, that they're just going to sign people and not discuss of like what's your system and everything like that. So obviously Scott Parker is going to have a nice hand in those signings, but they're going to handle it. Hughes, Blake, all of them are going to handle that, the majority of the more important stuff of that. So obviously we originally had two out of contract, Smith and Junior, and Smith re-signed with us, so that was great. We were lacking coverage in defense, and especially on that right side. So that is an enormous re-sign. It's a 2-year deal. So at all parties at his age, that's a fantastic deal for both parties. So I'm very happy with that. He played pretty well last year. Had some excellent games. No real eye-watering blunders or anything like that. So he played really well. I think his worst games was when he was on the left side under Tyndall at the beginning of the year, whatever. But once he was on that right side, he was fantastic. We lost CCV and Roro, who are on loan, so they're not here with us. I know we've been linked with CCV, Cameron Carter-Vickers, so that would be fantastic to get. We're kind of lacking in depth at the defense, central defenders and everything, especially with the rumors going on with Steve Cook possibly on the out. Who knows what's going on with there? I mean, I'll get back into that in a little bit, kind of when we address like what's needed. But Rower didn't have much of an impact. But at the end of the day, it's still depth. So that does hurt us. That is, winger's a position where we're lacking in depth. So that, in my opinion, is going to hurt us unless... so for right now, where we are standing right now, we got a lot of youth players that might have to fill in that depth and everything, and potentially get their get some game time in and get their chance to shine. So where we're at right now, we've signed Emiliano Marcondes, or I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm not, I apologize. I should be on that, but I've been busy with this move and everything. But seems great. Pretty much replacing Wilshire. Was fantastic for Brentford in the playoffs, and especially the final game when he scored the game, and he was the player of the match. So that is a good quality. He will compete with Billing for if Billing is going to stay, which I hope so, for that 10 role, and he could fill in with extreme depth, playing more deeper and central midfield. So that was a good sign. Other than that, no signings more in. No one's left yet. So, but we obviously believe that there will be some sales. It's just where we are financially. We're the team. It's just where we're at right now. We need to bring some cash in to help with our books. I mean, we did 80+ million worth of sales last year. Obviously, that we didn't get that all up front, so we'll still have some money coming in from that. We still have the parachute payments and everything like that, but we still need to get more money coming in, because that's just the nature of the beast. That's just the realistic where we're at and all this. So I guess the real big three who have been left out of the Spain trip: Steve Cook, Danjuma, and Asmir. I honestly think Asmir and Danjuma will go. I'm really hopeful that Steve Cook will stay, because he's our captain, and he's been a decent player at back. He has his little blunders, but he does a fine job back there, and it would be a huge loss for us. Asmir's in his last year of his contract. He's on big wages, reportedly still on Prem wages. So I know he was absolutely fantastic, but with the wage bill, we need to get him off. Danjuma, I mean, we've all seen it, wants to leave. Doesn't want to play. It has nothing to do with Bournemouth itself, but it's just he doesn't want to do another year in the championship. So we'll see what kind of figures be thrown around that. I don't know what the market would be for Asmir. But Danjuma, I say 2025. I know we turned down an offer around 10 to 15, somewhere in that range, which I'm very happy about that. So, yeah, they've been left out of the Spain, and that's more of, they're saying injuries, which could be, I mean, Steve Cook was injured at the end of last year during the playoffs and everything like that. I don't know what's going on with Danjuma, what kind of injuries that he was in the... he's posted a picture of him on the grass from last week and then shared it on his Instagram story about 3 times, even when it was set up a week ago and everything. But again, that's just Danjuma, very in love with himself. Hey, more power to you, man, if you're into that. Cool. Asmir, absolutely nothing against Asmir. He was fantastic for us last year. I wish he could come back. He's just expensive. My guess would be 5 to 10. That's my pure guess. For what ranges like that, I would guess more around the 5 though. Because I mean he has a year left, mid 30s. So I mean it is what it is, and everyone knows that we'd be trying to get him off of our wage bill and everything. So where we're lacking in depth, where I hope to see us address in this offseason, is wingers and with a striker and some central defenders. That's kind of where I would look to see. So we're going to need about probably 5 to 6 people in. I mean, we lost good amount, 3 right now from what I can remember, and there's probably going to be more. Winger, we're very thin. We were thin last year, and we're thin again, especially with Danjuma going to be on the out. So that's something I would look to address. Striker, I love Solanke, and especially in the role that he does, but I'm not. This is just me, personally opinion, and if you want to crucify me in the comments, be my guest, because I know he's came through our youth system and everything, but I'm not sold on Sam Sturridge. I'm just not. He's depth. That's good. I don't know if he can ever be a starter. I definitely, this is me, I'm going to go out an 85% chance and limb on this, but I don't, he's not a Prem player, in my personal opinion. He doesn't have the speed, doesn't have the clinical finishing. There's no one trait that stands out on him. So, and obviously if our goal is to get to the Prem, we want to have a Prem player. So it would be nice to bring in some, at least with quality, so at least get some depth, get some guys that are in the mid-22nd growth, have a good role with us this year, and hopefully keep us up next year if that's what happens. Central defender, like I said, if Cook's on his way out, I mean, that's just even more of a bigger blow to the depths. We lost Simpson. I know we did that last January and everything, but like he was depth. CCV was depth. Meps, I hope he can nail down a starting role and everything and just be completely errorless and prove everyone wrong. I know just when he gets consistent play, he does well out there. So, but other than that, we're lacking. Lloyd Kelly can shift over to the left side, but he was fantastic at left back, so I'd like to keep him there. But I mean, it all depends on what kind of system we're going to play, because if we do 3 at the back, whatever. Rico actually did really, really well at that left side, on the left side of at 3 at the back. So I mean, it's all, but we're lacking depth. But I mean, that's what's going to happen in the championship. But we need to at least bring in 5 to 6 players, central defenders, midfield. We could look to see. I think Gavin Kilkenny will get a nice run of playing time this year. Or at least I'm hopeful. He's at that age where he needs first team football, And if he doesn't get it with us, I really hope that they send him out on loan to get him some game time, because he's been hanging out in the reserves for a very, very long time. And I felt they should have sent him out on loan at least 2 years ago. That's my personal opinion, because so he could be in the position this year where he's ready to go, and at least in that depth. But honestly, I'm excited for this year. I think, Lerma is being rumors that he's going to gone. So, we're going to at least see probably three that are going to be gone. And Lerma, Danjuma, and Asmir are my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are. I know Brooks has said he's willing to stay with us for at least one more year. I don't think there's that much of that big of a market for him anyway. He was injured a decent amount last year. He didn't stand out in a lot of those games last year. So there's definitely not the market in which Hughes and Blake wants to see, because they're not going to get the money that they want for him in this market. So I definitely think they're going to hang on to him. I don't see him going anywhere. I think the starting midfielders are going to be Cook and Pearson, especially when Cook gets back from injury. I think they both will thrive under Scott Parker. They're both workhorses, and I know Scott Parker loves those kind of players that are actually run themselves into the ground, and those two define that, and I think they'll thrive under that. So it's just all come to see. I hope Travers, I know he's limited on first team football, so we'll see how he does if we bring another backup option, or if Dennis is going to get that backup role if Asmir leaves. But it's interesting. A lot of youth is going to get some opportunities. A lot of youth training down with them in Spain, so it's going to be a huge moment in their careers. They could possibly have the opportunity. So I'm excited for this season. Lots and ins and outs are going to be coming in the next few weeks, and I'm going to be hopeful when there's more ins and outs. I'm going to be uploading videos. So, but let me know right now in the comment section what you think we need as the team for this upcoming years. Where we're lacking in depth, or where we need to upgrade from the starters from last year. Hit the like button, because YouTube loves it. For the Alex, hit subscribe and everything, so you guys can keep coming back. I got plenty of videos. I'm gonna hope to do at least 1 to 2 a week. That's my hopeful, after I've been absent for about 5 months since JT was sacked. So I'm happy to be back. I'm in my new place, so I'm excited. My nice little basement studio that I've near complete to be soon. But guys, like I said, let me know in the comment section. Follow me on Twitter. Find me there. And just kind of keep the dialogue going. I want a lot of topics to talk about. I'm going to talk about, obviously, Neil Blake. That's going to come up. The youth system, stadium, all that kind of things. Because I'm very excited. I'm on the business side of all, like, what I do in my career. So I'm excited to talk about that. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good day, and looking forward to see how the team plays on Friday with their first friendly. Have a good one.